Big news actually related to the First Amendment today, to the government limiting the speech of people and of the press. Most of the time, the right talks about the First Amendment, and it doesn't really have anything to do with the First Amendment. YouTube banning people over terms of service, or private businesses making decisions about how their employees should behave while on the job. Those are not First Amendment stories. All of a sudden, we do have a First Amendment situation with Jim Acosta of CNN. And the backstory, of course, now memorialized in a video that has been looked at like the Zapruder film, Jim Acosta asking questions of Donald Trump during a press conference that led Donald Trump to become displeased with what was going on. Eventually, a reporter, a White House intern rather, coming up to Jim Acosta and trying to take the microphone from his hands, Jim Acosta's arm getting entangled with hers, and eventually that press pass being revoked from Jim Acosta. A lawsuit was filed against Trump, against the White House, against some White House officials, and most recently, a federal judge ordered that Jim Acosta's press pass be returned immediately while the press pass revocation works its way through the legal system. Now, meanwhile, Trump is saying, number one, that the White House is writing up rules and regulations for reporter behavior. This is important because of a ruling from the 1970s, which held that if the White House is going to remove press passes, they need a specific process in place that outlines how and why press passes will be revoked. I told you about this case last week called Cheryl v. Knight. The judge, Timothy Kelly, who decided to give Acosta back his press pass, he must be just some left-wing activist, liberal, in the tank, shilling judge who, oh, he's a Trump supporter. I'm sorry, he's a Trump appointee? Oh, gotcha. A Trump appointee is the one who decided this. Important to know, there has been no ruling on the case. This is a temporary measure while the case is being adjudicated. And additionally, the White House has already said, as soon as the judge's order expires, because it is temporary, they will be immediately re-revoking Jim Acosta's press pass. I don't know ultimately where the legal side of this is going to fall, but I relish the awkwardness I anticipate when Acosta is back in there. Trump's not going to be able to keep his mouth shut about it, right? And I know that nobody has to call on Jim Acosta, and maybe that's what we see them do. I would love to see Jim Acosta back there on his first day asking the exact same question that caused all of this verbatim and seeing what happens. And this entire thing, understand, there's two sides to this. On the one hand, this is a story of adults who can't get along because a president simply doesn't respect the press. And Acosta knows how to get under Trump's skin, and he does that on purpose. That's all true. Maybe not everybody is acting as adult as they should here, but that's not a surprise. But we actually have First and possibly Fifth Amendment questions now about what was done. And all of a sudden, the people on the right that are always incorrectly saying that's a First Amendment issue, and this is a First Amendment issue, and you've got this other First Amendment issue over here, none of which are actual First Amendment issues. They are silent about the fact that this actually could be a First Amendment issue. What do you think is ultimately going to happen with this entire Jim Acosta press pass thing? Let me know. I'm on Twitter at @DPakman, and the show is on Twitter at David Pakman Show. One of today's sponsors is privacy.com/Pakman, which is a free service that I myself use. Really useful in many different ways. Takes just a few seconds to link your debit card to privacy.com. Then you can create virtual credit cards that are linked directly to your bank account, and you use those virtual credit card numbers to buy things online, which protects your actual debit card so that it's not spread all over the internet. And one of the best things about it is how their mobile app and browser extensions for Chrome and Firefox make it really easy to use. Let's say, for example, that I'm signing up for a David Pakman Show membership. In the credit card number field, I already see the privacy.com icon. I just click it, choose which of my virtual credit cards I want to use, and the credit card number, expiration date, and security code are automatically entered. I can put in any zip code I want, and I'm done. And if you try to use my credit card number that you just saw on the screen, It doesn't matter because I've already deleted that virtual card. And that's the beauty of privacy.com. There are a ton of advantages to using a free service like this. For example, you can sign up for as many free trials as you want, then just delete the virtual credit card you used and never worry about getting charged for it. It protects you from getting hacked. It protects you when companies are hacked, which happens all the time. It is all completely free. All you have to do is click the link under this video to get started. And for a limited time, they're giving everyone in our audience $5 towards your first purchase when you sign up using that link.